Hi, and welcome to District Insider. I'm your host, Bethany Gigliotti, and joining me today will be State Representative Tarah Toohill, Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Craig Butler, Lynn Frumkin, and Larry Debello from the Hazleton Area Career Center. Today, we will be talking about the different career and educational paths available to students in the district. Joining me now is State Representative Tarah Toohill and Dr. Craig Butler, our Superintendent of our schools. Welcome. It's so good to have you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
So, rumor going around is that most of the jobs that will open up in the next couple years won't even require a BA. Is that true?
Well, more and more in society, people are figuring out that there aren't enough people to do the jobs that we need for everything every day. So maintenance of your car mechanics, the electrical in your house, home repair, the masseuse that you go to, or someone that you go to for nursing. People need all sorts of healthcare needs, home healthcare. All of those industries are growing and they don't have enough workers. So it really is, I mean, people that are going off to college, they find it very hard to get an actual job. Whereas if you can develop a trade where you have some skills, the possibilities are going to be endless for you for employment.
I think that's true. So what kind of paths educationally can you take with like a school like this?
Well, Bethany, the wonderful thing about our Career Center here is that it's really dual nature. There are two paths. One would be strictly academic with a vocational background, if you will, but strictly academic relative to college preparation. But the beauty of the program, being that this is a comprehensive program in nature, is that you get the academic and the trades together. And as Representative Toohill said, I think we have learned over the years that to be successful in life, it used to be the stigma that you must have a college education. Without a four-year degree, you're not employable, or you will not be able to sustain yourself independently. We've learned in the past decade or more that is absolutely not true. Some of the trade industries and jobs related to trade, in fact, pay better than the jobs that would be secured with a four-year degree.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So the fact that our students in this district have this opportunity with the vast offerings that we have in their Career Center, and Representative Toohill mentioned several of them, this is a wonderful opportunity that very few districts have access to, really. And we have an outstanding program here. The staff is excellent. Just a very formidable opportunity that students have here.
I know we don't always have the kind of teachers I know we have here at the Career Center who have worked in the field and now are handing that knowledge from their experience down to us so that we can get that experience here, right?
Yeah, that's the beauty of the program here, is that an individual coming to the Career Center to teach can come right from the field. So we're talking about practitioners who know the industry, they know the work, they're experts in their field. They come in and share that knowledge with our students, and they don't have to have a teaching degree, so to speak, when they come in at first, but they can earn that over time and be certified through the state. It's really a win-win for individuals who have a passion for education, but also have a knowledge of the trade.
And going into a trade is far less expensive too for like a student who maybe can't afford a traditional college route, right?
Yes. And some of the salaries that you would be making starting out, welding is something where they can't find enough welders, mechanics, all of those where you really develop a niche and you have a talent that you're able to provide, those are very high paying jobs. So you actually will end up leaving college and maybe only able to make $24,000 a year with your four-year degree. It's very hard to pay your college loans that you've accrued over those 4 years. Mm-hmm. Whereas if you would go into something where you're using your hands and it's something technical that requires a skill or a certificate, you can be starting at much higher salaries. So it's kind of a myth, especially in this area. If you grew up here, maybe your parents worked in the coal industry, so they said, oh, you have to be a doctor, you have to be a lawyer, you have to be a teacher, you can't be working in the trades. So our community had a stigma of jobs where you'd have to be working with your hands, and this whole idea that every single person must go get a four-year bachelor's degree. And it's kind of our own fault now when we can't find someone to do home repair, you can't find a plumber, you can't find someone to do electrical work, because we were pushing all of our children in a certain way and shouldn't have been. So we're kind of trying to backtrack and fix that now.
Yeah.
Bethany, I would add that the nice thing about the opportunity students have in the Career Center here is they can follow a passion. If they have a yearning for a particular trade or a program here, they can follow that, and they can follow it through to where they leave here with in-depth knowledge, and they can enter that particular field of trade with strong background skills. On the flip side, students can also explore here in this building, and it's nice because you may have an interest in more than one trade, one area of the trade industry, and you can experience that. And that's the nice thing. We're not locking students in, but we're giving them exposure to some very valid job-related fields, as Tarah mentioned, and I think that's the exciting part of the program.
Yeah.
And it would be much better. I mean, a lot of students out there, they're thinking, well, I want to be a doctor, and they're not getting any sort of basis in nursing. And maybe if they would come here to the Career Center, they would have one of the early nursing classes, and they would say, well, I don't like this at all. I don't want to, touch other people or have to talk to people in my job. So you'd figure out more quickly. Whereas if you just go off to a 4-year school, it's going to take a really long time before you actually get interaction with people.
Yeah. I see what you mean.
It's a good experiment.
Yeah, and the ability to switch shops if, you'd like to, if early on you realize that, maybe you don't have quite the passion you thought you did for a shop. I can definitely say that a lot of times kids will change shops and then they'll find a huge passion for that shop and that trade. So I definitely notice passion in a lot of the students for their respective shops. So I want to thank you so much for being here and talking to us and visiting, and we'll be right back after these commercials with Larry Debello and Lynn Frumkin. So we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Having trouble finding Connor's middle school? Would you like directions?
No, why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with him over homework.
Home walk restaurant. Need a review?
No, I need help. He's very smart, but his mind wanders. He's disorganized.
I think I understand.
Oh, good.
French fries. Finding best potatoes.
No!
Russet. Fingerling. Yukon Gold.
Why don't you understand me?
Sorry, I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
Hey, and welcome back to District Insider. I'm Bethany Gigliotti, and joining me now is Dr. Craig Butler and Mrs. Frumkin, who is a teacher here at the Career Center as well as a department head of vocational and technical areas, right?
Yes.
All right. And what I wanted to ask you about is our SOAR program.
The SOAR program is Students Occupationally and Academically Ready, and we're very excited about that program. That means that we have articulation agreements with many of the colleges. The colleges look at our program, they look at our curriculum, and they basically have said, this is exactly what we're teaching on a college level, and they will award our students credit for their coursework that they've done here. So it not only saves the student time later on in not taking those classes, but it also saves them some money.
That's really a good thing to have in college.
Yes.
And along with those credits, students also receive certifications to go right into the work field, right?
Yes, we have our NOCTI test, which is our occupational competency test, and that's another thing that employers are often looking for. In addition to that, every single one of our programs offers a state-recognized certification. So in broadcasting, in addition to NOCTI, we have 3 certifications. And what employers do is they look at those certifications, and when someone is in the process of being hired or interviewing, they will look at those certifications and say, boy, we can save a lot of time and money and not have to train that individual in those particular areas. So it's basically a win-win situation for the employer and for the student.
Especially since we get the experience while we're here in this shop. And I wanted to ask you about the OAC, or Occupational Advisory Committee.
That's a committee that we meet with twice a school year, and we have leaders in industry that we value our partnership with. And they come in and they look at our curriculum, they look at our textbooks, and they'll look at the equipment that we use, and sometimes they'll make recommendations, and they'll say, what we're really looking for is an employee who can be trained on who has training on a particular machine. And we're very, very lucky. We have an awesome administrator here who's very skilled at being able to find the monies to get that equipment so that our students are then much more employable.
That's always the goal, is to be employable here at the school. And I know we have a co-op program so that we can be learning here and employed at the same time. Is that correct?
Right, Bethany. We, through the board, support of the school board, we're able to increase Mr. Debello's time and dedicating more of his schedule to the co-op program. As a result, we're seeing increasing numbers in that program. I think it's very exciting.
Yeah.
The potential for this program to expand even more gives students a wonderful opportunity to take the skills and the knowledge they've acquired here in the Career Center in their classes here and put it in the application in the field of work. And in a lot of cases, these positions are paid or could be paid in the future. They're earning themselves a reputation with the company with regard to future employment. It's really a win-win, and I do commend Mr. Debello for his work with the program. I'm sure you'll be hearing more about that.
Yes, very soon. And I think experience is super important, and I think those kinds of certifications are very important. And we'll be right back with Mr. Debello, so stay tuned. Hi, and welcome back to District Insider. I'm Bethany Gigliotti, and we're talking to Ms. Frumkin and Mr. Debello about the opportunities we have at our specific vocational school, the Hazleton Area Career Center. So what kind of programs do we have here?
Well, we have 18 programs, which includes one post-secondary or practical nursing program. In addition to that, we have precision machine, we have welding, collision repair, automotive technology, culinary. There's so many. We ask you to come and look at our website and actually see all the programs. You'll see a description. We have cosmetology, we have nursing. Our health careers program, we actually offer a pharmacy tech certification now, in addition to a nurse aide certification. Cosmetology, you can actually sit for your state board test, so you can actually leave high school and go right out into the workplace. You could even open up your own shop. So there's lots of different programs. You know, there's something for everybody, I think.
Yeah, yeah. And you two are teachers here. We know you're in childcare, right? Mm-hmm. And you're an automotive teacher?
Yes.
Yes. And I know some shops have co-op, and that's where students can be employed and be here, and you're in charge of that, correct?
Yep, I also do the co-op program here, and I've been in with the district 35 years. Since 2008, I've been doing the co-op program. The co-op program basically is for seniors in their second or third year, And it basically, if they want to go into an employment for on-the-job training. There are some criteria that they must meet. Students must have their own transportation to get to work. They have to actually work in the field that they are in the Career Center. So if they're in the automotive field, they must work in an automotive trade area. But all the positions are paid. It's like a paid internship also. So they pay anywhere from minimum wage up to whatever an entry-level student would come into an employment opportunity.
And that's an opportunity for most shops or all shops?
All the shops. Mostly all the shops. Cosmetology, no, because they have to do the hours here. But other than everything else, all their programs. I have right now 25 students that are actually doing their academic classes in the morning, which is nice that we have the academic programs here. They take their academics by 11 o'clock. They're out and going to their on-the-job training in the field, and that's all the programs. It's all the programs.
All the programs.
Yes.
So at places like if you were in welding, you would go to where?
Well, welding program right now, we have a place which Thermatech Technology. They make ranges, so they do a lot of welding there. McAdoo Machine Shop, Machine Technology, two places where in the machine shop areas they do a lot of manufacturing welding. So they work in those areas that we have.
Interesting.
Automotive, in my program, there's 8 students that are out there. Berger Family Dealership, Toyota, Independence Toyota, the Hazelton Auto Mall, which is the new auto up by Walmart. They employ a lot of our students. Jack Williams, Tire and Auto, Firestone, McCarthy, but all the programs.
Yeah, and that's an interesting opportunity, especially the fact that it can range from all shops. Like you have one student working with cars half of their day, and then you have another student who can go right across the street and work at an early learning center. Is that right?
Well, we actually do our training at the Early Learning Center. Mr. Latella has been very kind and has allowed us to come in. So we work in the 5 pre-K counts classrooms. We work in the early intervention. We go into the elementary classrooms and the students tutor. So they really get an idea of what they want to do later on. It gives them some valuable experience. And I also have 3 students who are out working in the co-op program at a daycare. And when you work with children, it's a little bit different. When they go out in the co-op program, they have to get the same types of clearances that teachers have to get. They do all their clearances, their state police clearance, their FBI clearance, and they have to pay for those. So these are students who are willing to pay that and actually go and get that experience.
Yeah. Passionate students definitely deserve experience, and experience is so crucial. So if a student is interested in doing co-op, how can they do that? Like, how can they contact you?
A lot of the students, if they find a job and they go for an interview and they get employed, they can come to see me. And what I do is I go to the business and talk about the co-op program. There's a couple things that the employer must do. Ms. Frumkin talked about clearances. If a senior is 17 years of age, any student that comes out of a public education and works in a facility, the supervisor must have the child abuse, the state police, and the fingerprinting from the FBI. So that's one thing that the employer must have. But basically, the employer with the district, they have to follow a training agreement, and the agreement is between the employer, the student, and myself, and we make a training plan. The training plan basically is just like in your program here in broadcasting. If you go into a studio, actually what you do here, what you learn here, you're applying on the job training. So the employer has to follow a curriculum, just like we do here at the Career Center.
Yes. Yeah, that cooperation between workplaces and a school is very important and very interesting. So I want to thank you both for being here and talking to me about these opportunities we have at our school. And that's all we have for this week. So Join us next time on District Insider. I am Bethany Gigliotti, and thanks you for watching.
Good.